Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Jonas. This is my Craps Master Dice Shooting Journey. Let's make it yours too. Today is episode number 207 of the Level Up program and day number 47 of the Brown Belt. We're going to be shooting from stick left 1 today. And if you're playing along with Crapsee, we have a new code. It's P9E8T2. And I don't know why Crapsee keeps on kicking me out over the weekend because I set up a live table under the same code as last week. And I started up my computer today and it's no longer there. I moved over to the regular playing table. But anyhow, so that's why we have a new code today. If you're playing along, make sure you get into Crapsee. Make sure that I have the live button, so you just click that live button and it'll bring you right to the table and that. Good morning, JR and Rick and Coach Joe and Jeff. Welcome to Level Up on a Monday morning. So just kind of a couple quick things we're going to go through really today. We're going to go through this right here. I kind of remodified George's dice matrix again. And we were going like every other roll. We're changing the dice sets around and that. But we're just going to kind of see what the majority of our rolls are. So if you look at this explanation here, it says, are most of your rolls 1 dice off axis? It's either a yes or no answer. If it is yes, the second question you need to ask is, are you double pitching, double imploding, or double exploding? And that would be on average. If yes, you go with the kissing set, which is a 4-2-2-4. If you say no to that second question, it's going to be the hard way set, which is their 5-4-5-4 hard set, which is what we're going to be going on. Going back to the main question, if your rolls are mostly off 1 dice off axis, if the answer is no, you ask yourself, are you double pitching? If you say yes, you go with the all 7 set, which is our 6-5-1-2 set. If you say no, we'll go with that V set, which is the 3-2-3-6 dice set, or the rhythm rolling. Now, if you look at some of the other channels, good morning, Kevin, CRC. Watch out for deer, my friend. But if you look at some of the other craps channels out there, Cashier's Cage has put out a couple videos recently on how he changes the dice sets. And if you think about what he's talking about in those videos, it's very similar to what I had just shown there, which is also very similar to what George from CY does with his matrix. Again, we're just trying to simplify things, trying to make it easier at the table, and that's where practice comes in. So we're going to try doing that today a little bit, and hopefully I stick to it. We'll see how it goes. Good morning, Larry, Magic Aces. And we're also going to change around today. Normally I do my Yuri style grip, which is holding onto the dice on the edges of the dice, like such. We're going to switch over to the 3-finger front par grip, which is the way most people normally throw it. Now, there's a couple different ways of doing it. You look at some people and they'll do a deeper thumb. So they'll put their thumb deeper on the dice. We're going to go with a shallow grip today, which is the way that I was throwing this weekend, but I was throwing that from stick right 1. By the way, I did go to Dubuque, Iowa this weekend, and I played at 2 different casinos. I played the first time at Diamond Joe's, and I bought it for $500, and I cashed out for $10. There was a lot of people there, a lot of random rollers, and some random rollers were doing good, but very spotty on and off. I personally got a chance to shoot 3 times at that casino, and I had like I think it was like a 6, and then I had like a 4, and then I think I had a 10. So nothing great. And then I went back to the girlfriend's parents' house, visited with family, and then we went probably about 1 o'clock in the morning to the Q Casino. And that was actually surprisingly a $5 table. And I really didn't think about how to bet the $5 table. So I'll show you guys what I did today. We'll do that with our betting today, but I'll just do it at a little bit higher level. But actually I bought in for $300 there, and I cashed out at about $330 after about hour and a half of playing. And they actually shut the table down. I was the last shooter there, and they only had one side of the table open. They had the right side of the table open. So that was the first time I've ever shot from stick right one at the table, and I'm glad we've been practicing it here because I actually did well. I had 3 shots there as well, and I had a 10, a 12, and like a 15. So I actually did really well. I had 3 double-digit throws there. It was only myself and 2 other people playing. The other 2 people I played the horseman on, and I made money on almost every one of their rolls. And in my rolls, because I played it at a $5 level, it took me a while to get into the profit area. So I was getting to about 10 rolls before I was starting to press my bets up, and then that's usually when the bad number came out. So kind of an update for this weekend for myself. But let's get started. Crapsee Code again, like I said, is the P9E8T2. We only have 2 people in Crapsee right now, but I'm going to start off with a $10 pass line bet. We're starting off low, $2 craps check. And we have all bets set here, guys. So again, we're going to go 5-4-5-4. However it's set to start off with. We're going to go with the 3-finger front par grip, and we're going to do a par style throw. Dice out. And we have a 6-4-10. That'd be Willen's best friend Wayne at M. Daddy Joe. Or we got the 6-4 Justice Jen, I guess they call it. Now, Brian from Hawaii Crap Shooter calls it that. So 10 will be our first point here. What I did do in Iowa, and we're going to do it at the $10 level instead of the $5 level like I did at the Q Casino in Iowa, is I did 64 across. So down there would have been 32 across. And if I hit a number, I would either take that number down or I would take the 410 down, and then I would take down 3 bets. So 3 hits, 3 bets. And then once I was there, I would start pressing and start spreading out again so I could start pressing up. So there's more than one COM in Iowa. I don't know what COM is, Kevin, but yeah, there was actually in Dubuque, Iowa, there's 2 different casinos. The Q is actually a pretty small casino. The Diamond Joe's is a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer, and that's a Boyd casino, believe it or not. So anyhow, so we got all bets set here, and dice out. So we're going again 5-4-5-4. That last one was 1 die off axis. So the 5-4-5-4, remember, if a 6 or a 1 shows, that means your dice is off axis, because on the left side of the die is the 6, on the right side of the die is the 1. So 5-4-5-4, and dice out. Hit the mixing bowl just slightly, and we have a 5-4, and that would be the Big Mac Hard 9. So, oops, I gotta get these entered in on KPI there. So the first one was a shoot, let's get the 5-4 entered in on Crapsee so I can check what the dice roll was. So the first one was a 6-4. And the second one is a 5-4. There we go. We'll get our stick, we'll bring our dice down, and we'll get going here. So 5-4, that's a single pitch of the dice, so it's on axis. And that was a 9. So we got paid out on that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4 down. So now we only have bets on the inside number. Again, we're going to be looking for 2 more, and then we'll go back down. So there's more than corn. Okay, I get corn. Okay, understand. Yeah, there's more than corn in Iowa. Dubuque, Iowa is not in my opinion, a very nice city. It's a little bit working, blue collar, working class, a little bit suburbs, a little bit inner city. It's a little bit of a mixture of everything there. So, but anyhow, we're gonna go all bet set here, and I'll dice out. So please don't judge me for my opinion on Dubuque, but it's not very high. Dice out. And we have a 1-5 mixer, the KitchenAid mixer. So one of the cool things about actually the Diamond Joe's, the table was a little bit bouncy, not too bad, but a little bit. But one of the cool things about the Q casinos was like throwing on a very hard table. It was almost like cement. So when I was throwing the dice, they would come in and sometimes they'd land and they'd actually slide into the back wall like about an inch. So I had a very small backspin on it, just very small, almost to the point where it was non-existent. So when they'd come in, they'd land and they would slide in. Occasionally it would catch the mat, hit the back wall, and it would shoot back out. But it wasn't happening that often. I was real light touch and they would just kind of gently touch the back wall. It was kind of a neat little setup there. But anyhow, we got a 6 on that last one, so we're gonna take down, we'll take down the 6. So we now have bets on the 5, 8, and 9. We'll take one more hit here and then we can start spreading out and coming across. That was one dice off axis on that last throw. So 5, 4, 5, 4. And again, all bets set. Dice out. And we have another 5, 3, 8. This would be the easy 8 this time. So you guys see how they're coming down? They're just kind of landing and dying right there. That's kind of what I was experiencing at the Q Casino, except occasionally they would actually slide. They would actually just push right across there. So that was our 8. That's our last hit that we have. So we're going to take that one down. Actually, we're going to take that 5 down. So we now have bets on the 8 and 9, and down there I was playing the ATS, so it didn't really matter if I didn't get any more hits because I was playing towards the ATS as well. I basically got to my money back at this point. Right now I have $40 in the rack. I have 32 in the table, so we could actually, if I was on that $5 table right now, I could actually go 32 across, but we're not. So we're going to stick, we're at a $10 table for Crapsee right now, and that was a single pitch of the dice again. So on average, we're staying here on axis, but we're doing single pitches. And we'll go all bet set here. And dice out. That was a little bit long of a throw. We got a 2, 4, 6, 2x4. And we don't have anything on the 6 right now. What I probably could do is move that 9 over to 6. Let's do that once. Let's move that 9 over to 6. We'll take the 2 most dominant numbers here, at least as far as probability goes. So we have $12 on the 6. We have $12 on the 8. Let's hopefully hit one of those so we can spread out to the 9 or 5. Again, that was a single pitch of the dice, so we're on axis again. And all bet set. So I got a message from Coach Joe, and it looked like they did well down in Chicago area at Joliet this last weekend. Sounded like Corey had a really good roll, Sith Lord SB. We have a 4, 5, 9, so we just took the money off the 9, and we lost out on that. Shoot, darn it. That'd be the Big Mac hard 9 there. So unfortunately we took that off, but we're going to stick with that 6 and 8. Hopefully we'll hit that again so we can spread out here. That was a 4, 5 again on access. Stick with the 5, 4, 5, 4. Remember, if a hard way result comes up, that means we're primary on access. If anything other than a big red comes out and we're on axis, that is a single pitch with this hardway set. And all bet set. Kind of a little leg on that one there. Again, we're on that 9639. That would be the center field 9. So what do I do with this bets here, guys? Do I actually move over to the 9? Because that's 2 9s in a row. Let's do this one. So let's spread out, and I'm going to probably regret this. Let's spread out to the 5 and 9. So we'll take the 6 and 8 down, and we'll put it on that 5 and 9. Come on, get over there. There we go. And hopefully that'll actually pay out this time. That was 1 dice off axis, by the way. And all bet set. So don't expect to make a ton of money here, but 2 hard 9, says Jeff. Yes, it was. Frank would be happy. And all bet set. Again, a little bit of a lag there. Guys, don't change your bets. Again, we got a 4 2 6. So isn't that ironic? You change your bets around and you throw out the damn number that you had the bets on. So what does that tell you? Okay, we're going to stick at that 5 and 9 here. If we're hitting all pretty much inside numbers. We've hit 8s, 6s, 9s, and a 10. We have 4 people in Crapsee. You know, that was on axis, single pitch. We have 4 people in Crapsee right now. We've got 10 people watching on YouTube. We got 4 likes. Guys, make sure you hit that button if you do like what you're seeing here. 5-4 hardware sets. Whoa, did you guys see that? Dice came down, that one stuck. That one went forward about an inch, guys, and this is the result. 617 ouch. So you do want to try to hit that back wall. They're going to tell you to hit the back wall, but they'll definitely accept that result at the table because they get their money at the casino. Those damn greedy bastards. So anyhow, hey, we got a 9 for a first roll. Not the worst, I guess. So if you look at this toss compared to my normal toss of the Yuri grip, it comes into the back. I'm just going to throw it really quick just to show you guys what the Yuri grip shows. It comes in light, but it comes in a little bit harder. Oops, that was a terrible example. Comes in a little bit harder into that back wall. What I'm finding with this 3-finger front par style grip is that I actually come in with a little bit more of an arc, and I actually come in a little bit softer into that back wall. There's magic aces, by the way. Comes in a little bit softer into that back wall. So I find that there's a little bit more control if you can keep the grip. Because one of my problems with the 3-finger was, especially when I'm shooting from stick left, is that they were slipping on my fingers. So I have to make sure that I actually pinch a little bit tighter with my thumb and my middle finger, and then gently place the index and the ring finger as a guide when you release the dice. So let's do this once. Good morning, SJ. Let's do this once. Let's go to a $40 pass line bet now. So we're going to do the same style of betting, except we're going to do this slightly different. So $40 pass line bet, we're going to go with the $6 craps check. We're going to go 555 on that ATS. And we're going to call that all bet set here. By the way, we made $10 profit off that first shooter. And let's look at our screen really quick here. So remember I said we're going to kind of play around this. So were the majority of my rolls 1 dice off axis? No, they were not. Was I double pitching? No, I was not. So we're going to switch over to that V set, or the rhythm rolling. But we're going to stick with the 3-2-3-6 here and play with that just for a little bit. That's based off of the George from CI Matrix. Now, if I go to the 3236 dice set, and this is what Cashier's Cage was trying to explain with this on his video, if you guys go watch it. Remember the 5454, if you have a 6 or a 1 showing on the end dice result, that's going to be 1 dice off axis. It's going to be different for this 3236. The left dice has an axis of a 1 and a 6. The right die has an axis of a 2 and a 5. So make sure that you track your dice as you go down, as you throw them down a table. So make sure you know which is the left and the right. If the left shows a 1 or 6, it's off axis. If the right shows a 2 or 5, it's off axis. One of the other thing that Cashier's Cage mentioned on his video, and I fully agree with this, is try to use the same color dice when you're practicing. Now, in the level program, we used 2 different color dice until we got to brown belt. Once we got to brown belt, we went to the same color dice. And the reason we did that, so that way we knew we were getting accurate results when we charted in Bone Tracker with the 2 different color dice. Now that we're in brown belt, we're training ourselves to watch the dice all the way down so we know what is left, what is right. And that's part of the learning process that we have here. So let's go 3236, and we'll go dice out. And we have a 4, 6, 10. That'd be Waylon's best friend weighing it in, Daddy Joe. So we have a 10 as our point once again. Okay, what we're going to do here now is we're going to go with 160 cross bet level. And we're going to do the same style betting as what we did that first time, but we're just doing it at a higher level. So we've got 190 on the table right now, so that's 25 on the 4, 5, and 9. We have $30 on that 6 and 8. We have a 5, 5, 5 on the ATS, and a $40 pass line bet. The reason our pass line bet is so high is that covers that ATS during the come out. And yeah, so, okay, we'll go again, 3236. By the way, that was both dice on axis there. You can remember if it's a 1 or 6 on that left one or a 2 or 5 on that right one, then it's off axis. So 3236, and all that's set. Big thing here is making sure that the dice are tight together, that your fingers are straight across the front of the dice. Hit our landing zone at the end of the table. Dice did cross, so we have a 1, 4, 5, the KitchenAid mixer. I'm sorry, horse and buggy that is. That's a horse and buggy. So we have a 5. So what I would do is at the table I said they would start paying the 5 out. I'm like, take the 5 down. So we're going to take that 5 down. So we made $35 off of that, plus pull $25 of liability off of the table. Again, that was 1 dice off axis there. So remember, we have 1 on axis, we have 1 off axis. 3236. And we're going to call that all bets set here. Thank you for pressing the button, everyone. Making sure that you get your bets in on Crapsee so they count. And dice out. And we have a 4, 5, hard 9, Big Mac. So we are throwing a lot of the Big Macs today. That is 1 die off axis again. So we have 2 off axis, 2 dice, 2 rolls with 1 dice off axis, 1 with it on axis. So we're going to take that 9 down. So what we're doing is we're collecting and reducing that liability. So we originally had $190 on the table. We have $140 on the table, but we have $64 brought back. So we're going to go back again one more time to that 3236. And one of the things that Cashier's Cage kind of touches on, but I don't think he really harps on it the way he should, and this is something I should do more of also, is when we watch your dice results, kind of judge in your mind whether that was a good throw or a bad throw. So bad throw meaning bad mechanics, bad location of your landing zone, bad whatever. If it is a bad throw, don't really place too much consideration on the results of the dice, meaning how we should throw them in the future. so far, I believe that these are all good throws in this shooter. So let's go all bet set. And again, we're going to watch the results. And that was not such a great one, but we have a 2, 3, 5. That would be the no field 5. And that is both dice on axis. So we have 2 with both dice on axis. We have 2 with 1 dice off axis. Something to keep in mind here. Yep, Jeff, I had another one. So we didn't get paid on that one. We're looking for a 4, 6, or 8. What I could do is I could take that 4 down and move that to the 6 or 5 or 9 if I keep on hitting these. We're going to go again 3, 2, 3, 6. So that was a single pitch, that last one. And we got all bets set here. Base out. And we have another 2, 3, 5. So we're going to take that 4 down. We're going to move that over to the 5 since we hit 2 of those. And that is the Justice 5. If you're Justice Jen. So Jen has 2 different dice calls. She has a 2, 3 Justice 5. And that was created by me about a month and a half ago. And then Brian from Hawaii Craft Shooters gave her the 6, 4, 10 Justice 10. Justice Jen, he calls it. By the way, if you didn't see Brian's show in the morning on Saturday mornings, no, Sunday morning, that was yesterday he did it. He's starting to do his craps cribs in the beginning of his videos. So people are sending him pictures or videos of what their craps tables look like at home. And what I did is I sent him 5 pictures, and he featured mine and one other person's yesterday on his video. So I sent some pictures of what it looked like when I first built it, and what it looks like now when I have it set up for doing my YouTubing and that. Although in the pictures I only have 2 monitors. I have a computer and a monitor shown in the picture. I actually run 2 computers and a monitor when I do my show here. One computer runs Crapsee, the other one runs the YouTube portion of it. So all bets set here. I moved that that $25 4 over to the 5. And we need one more hit here so we can get down to that break-even point. Pays out. 3, 2, 3, 6. Dice crossed a little bit there, and we have 1 dice off axis. Again, we have a 6, 5 mid-mo-yo. That would be Chiro coming to us from above. So we have a 6, 5 for Crapsee. When I was shooting at the Q Casino, one of my shots, I was 1 number away from the small, 1 number away from the tall, and I needed a 12 and a midnight. No, I needed a 12 and a 10. I'm sorry, the 2 and the 10 in order to get that. 2 and a 10. So I didn't hit it, but I was close. And we've got all bets set here. Still looking for 1 more hit so we can get to that break-even point. 3, 2, 3, 6. Last one was 1 dice off axis. Whoa, that was a terrible throw. I'm not going to consider that towards my tracking of the dice. But we have a 2-2, the Ian double deuce. So that is 1 dice off axis, although we hit that mixing bowl, so I'm not going to really count it. But if you were looking at that, it's 1 dice off axis because that right dice did explode. So, of course, guys, we took that money off the 4, and that's exactly the number that we hit. Isn't that ironic? It happened to us twice already, so that is maybe a lesson to learn. So, 3, 2, 3, 6, all bets set. Good morning, Roger. I've not seen you for a couple days, my friend. Dice out. And there we go. We got a 4-1-5, the horse and buggy. So that is a on-axis toss that time. Single pitch. So we're kind of splitting between one dice off and both on. But anyhow, that was our third hit here, guys. So we're gonna take the $25 off of that 5. So we have 99 brought back to the rack. We have 115 on a table. So that's $60 on a table. So let's do this one. So let's take those bets down. And let's go with 66 inside, and we'll see how that treats us going forward here. So we're actually only $6 into this shooter. We can start pressing our bets up. The first one will be a single press, so that we can get to that. Actually, the first one will be a collect here, so we can get to that break-even point. And again, 3, 2, 3, 6. And dice out. So we got 13 people watching. We got 7 likes. Thank you guys for hitting that button. Dice out. And we have a 134 Big Joe from Crapsee Journey. So we have nothing on that 4, but that does help us towards that ATS, even though we already hit the 4 already. We only hit 5 numbers so far. We are 9 rolls into the shooter. And that was a 1 dice off axis. So we are consistently getting 1 dice off axis. Let's go over to our chart and look at this. So are your rolls mostly 1 dice off axis? Yes. Am I double pitching, double inputting, or double exploding? No. So that means we're going to go over to that hardway set, and we're going to try that again for a little while. So 5-4-5-4 hardway set. And again, guys, so Roger had a bad storm and a power torn. Well, that sucks, my friend. Hopefully everything was all right other than the power lines. Hopefully you were right and everything went well for you. But anyhow, let's get back to this. Cage is talking about the reason he switches between the 3V and the hardway set is to extend his roll and hopefully ward off that 7 for a little bit longer. He said his main goal when he's throwing the dice is to keep pounding the same 1 or 2 numbers, so that way he can bet on those 1 or 2 numbers. But he uses the 3V and the hardway set to extend that roll. So that's what we're going to try to do. And that's sort of the same concept as why George has that matrix set up that way as well, to help ward off that 7 a little bit longer. So 5-4-5 for hardware set and dice out. And that was a really good throw, guys. I like the way it came in. It slid in. It bounced off just slightly off the back wall. We have a 2-4-6. That would be the 2x4. That is a single pitch on axis throw. So we hit that 6. So we're going to do a collect on this one. And then after this, we're going to start pressing up. So we have 120 brought back to the rack. We have $121 on the table. So we're into the shooter for only $1. 5-4-5-4 hardware set. And all bets set. Dice out. Ooh, that was a little bit of a wild one there, guys. But we have another 314 Big Joe from Crapsee Journey. Or as Jeff says, Big Joe from Wisconsin. 314 does nothing for our bets. That is 1 die off axis. And again, we're going to stick with that 5-4-5-4 hardware set. And we'll go all bets set here as soon as the last person clicks in. Thank you. Days out. Dice cross that time, and we have another 134 Big Joe from Crapsee Journey. So definitely getting that 1 dice off axis. Definitely getting some consistent results. So if you're hopping that 4, that would definitely be paying out for you. Let's do that once. Let's throw $1 on that hop bet for that 4 because we don't have the 4 covered. We'll throw a $1 hop bet on the 1-3 and a 2-2. And we'll call that all bet set. So now we are $3 into this shooter. 5454. And this is where we need to start watching the trend, start watching what's throwing for each shooter. That's something that I need to work more on. Dice out. And we got a 6, 4, 10. Waylon's best friend weighing it in, Big Ben. So instead of getting that 4, we went on the opposite side. It would have been a 1, 3 if it would have been on the opposite side of the dice. So we have a 6, 4. That would be a 10. Again, it does nothing for our bets. We need the 8 and the 12 for the tall. We need the 2 and the 3 for the small. Oh, hey guys, that was our point we hit. So we actually got paid out, and then we got that $40 taken off our paid out. So let's do this one. So let's take that $40 off the pass line. We'll go down at $10 now. And we're going to go with the $2 craps check. And then we can pick up the 4 or 10 once the number is placed here. And we will be at that 96 across bet level, and we'll definitely be in the profit right now. So that was one dice off axis. So we're sticking with the 5454 hard reset. And all bet set. Face off. Whoa, they both landed here and they kind of veered over. They did cross, but we have an Ian double deuce again. The 2-2, heart 4. So our point will be 4 now. We've been definitely pounding these 4s today, either the 2-2 or the 1-3. So let's do this one. So let's put $10 in pass line odds out. And let's do $15 on the place 10. So we have 156 brought back to the rack, 116 on the table. So we are into profit and ready to start going here. So all bet set, 5-4, 5-4 hard dice set. By the way, that was a primary hit, both dice on axis and a primary on that last roll. Although I don't like the way they bounced off and bounced up in the air there. Dice out. And we have a 314 Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So we buckshotted the point right away. So we are looking for a new point. And that was a nice little hit there, 314. So we are in a position now to start pressing that 4 and 10 up. Let's make it, when we get the new point set, let's make the 10 and the 4 look like a quarter. We'll make that a buy bet. That was one dice off axis, 5-4-5-4. And we have got a $2 craps check, $10 pass line bet again, and all bet set. Dice out. Dice crossed this time, and we got a 6-3 center field 9, so our new point will be 9. And this is our fourth point, so third point. So if we could hit this, this will be working towards that fire bet, the 4 point. But this is actually only the third point we've had here. So we're going to take that $15 off the 9. And we're going to put a $10 pass line odds out there. And we're going to pick up that 4 for a quarter. We're going to make the 10 look like a quarter. $184 brought back to the rack, $136 on the table. And all but set. Thank you, Jeff. I hope you have a great day and hopefully have a good show later. I will hopefully be watching later. My girlfriend is having surgery today, so I do not have to work tonight. So I will be catering to her needs. She's having orthoscopic surgery on her knee this morning. So all bet set, 5-4-5-4, and dice out. And we got a 3-4-7, and that is on a Ouch. That is a 3, 4, 7, ouch. So we had our point set and our roll comes to an end. And that was a double pitch of the dice. That was our first double pitch that we've seen for quite a while. But we got a 17 roller out of that one, so that was a decent roll. Made a profit of $48. So most of our dice were 1 dice off axis. That was our first double pitch, so we're going to stick with that hardware set. Let's just double check that really quick. So most of ours were 1 dice off axis. Yes. Were we double pitching, double inputting, or double exporting? Only one of them double input or double pitch. So we're going to stick with that hardware set. Majority of them were not. So we're going to go with one more shooter here, guys. We got 20 minutes left in the program. We're going to go again with, this time we're going to go with a, we're going to go with a $30 pass line bet this time. We're going to go with a $5 craps check. We're going to go 555 on an ATS. We're going to call that all bet set. We're going to stick with the hardware set. So we made profit on both of our first shooters. Not a lot, but we made some. We made almost enough to have a free shooter this time. We're like only $58 in a profit total for the day. 5454 hardware set. And dice out. And that one was 1 dice off axis, kind of kissed off of each other, and then they rolled back. So we have a 1-5 KitchenAid mixer. So 6 will be our first point. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit different betting style this time. This time we are going to go with a 96 across bet level. And then what we're going to do is our first hit, we'll do a 22 pressure. Actually, we'll do a 32 pressure. So we're going to drop a little bit of extra money onto the table. And then after that, we'll come down to a 64 cross level. So again, hardware set 5454. And all bets it. A little bit long on that one, guys. We have a 6-5 mid-mo yo. Cheerio coming to us from above. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family as well yet, Crystal and Layla. And guys, I believe that account for Leo is still open. If you go back a couple weeks ago, I have a thing in my description with a link to her 509 account, no, 529 account, I think it's called. Good morning, Arnell. So 5454. So Arnell, did you meet up with Corey and those guys this last Saturday? I heard Corey had a good roll from what I understand. All bet set here. Days out. Dice crossed again. This time we have an Ian double deuce, the 2-2, hard 4. So that will be a hit on the 4, which is nice. So that's going to pay out $27 there. It's $9 for every unit, and there's 3 units on there. So we're going to do, we're going to put 1 unit across, increase our press here. That'll make the 4 and 10 a buy bet. We're going to take 1 hit at this level, and then we'll come back down to the 64 cross bet level. And that was a primary hit, by the way, on that last dice roll. And go all bet set. 5454 hard set, and dice out. Yeah, we got a 5-4 big back hard 9. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So that'll be our second hit there. That should be enough for us to come down. We'll see where we're sitting at. We might have to take 1 more hit after this as they collect, and then we'll be into profit on this shooter. So bring all of our bets down. We're going to go with 64 across bet level. And I need to do this over. Okay, there we go. So we've got $50 brought back with 97 on the table because of that pass line and because of the ATS. So hopefully we can hit that pass line there. That was a single pitch of the dice, by the way. 5-4-5-4 is our hardware set that we're going with. No, he's been saving his bankroll for Biloxi. So you're going to Biloxi this week? Awesome. Good luck with that. Are you meeting up with Waylon or Ed or anybody? Dice out. Dice split apart a little bit when they left my fingers, but we have the 2-4-6. That would be our point. That's awesome. So we hit that point. Now we can bring that pass line bet down to the minimum, because that covered everything that we needed to cover. So we will be in that profit now. So let's go $10 pass line bet. We're going to go $2 crap check. So the ATS working right now. All of our box numbers are turned off. And I'll bet set 5-4-5-4 hard race set. Ace out. Hit that mixing bowl, guys. And this is a come out, so we have a 6-1-7. Unfortunately, that will reset that ATS bet, but our pass line does pay out on that, so we cover most of our pass line, our ATSs. So we're going to go back up again on an ATS. We'll go to $20 for our pass line. We'll go with a $3 crap check. We'll go 5-5-5 on an ATS. Box numbers are still turned off. So we will go all bets set here, 5-4-5-4, and that was both dice off axis on that last one again. Not exactly sure what happened. I'll have to rewatch the video on that. So Arno it's during the week, so gonna play it by ear. We'll play with whoever wants to if they're around. So make sure that if you're watching this, guys, Arno will be down in Biloxi here coming up this week. Dice out. And we got a 3-4-7. This is a come out 7 again yet. Still looking for that point. So we are kind of, I think we make like $2 off of this one because we have everything covered on that pass line. It covers both that craps check and that the ATS. So we actually made, yeah, we're into profit right now, guys. If we were just to leave our bets the way they are right now, we have $75 brought back to the table. We have 72 on the table. But we're not. We're going to go $3 craps check, 5-5-5 in the ATS, $20 pass line again. And 5-4-5-4. That was our second double pitch of the day. So I'm still going to stick with that hardware set. Double pitches are not that prevalent yet. So we should be safe. Dice out. A little bit short on the landing zone there, guys. Another 7. Wow. This is both dice off axis again. Now they're starting to get a little bit wild here. 1-3-7. I'm sorry, 1-6-7. So it's another pass line winner. Covers our craps check and our ATS. So we actually make $2 off of that. Go back up again. $3 craps check. 5-5-5 on the ATS. Why is that every time Arnell shows up, the 7s come out for me? I've had some decent rolls today so far. And we'll go all bets set here. Let's switch over to that 3-2-3-6, and let's go to a rhythm rolling style of throwing the dice now. So 3-2-3-6, and dice out. Should play the slots, says Arnell. 777. Hopefully all the same color will pay out nicely in the slots. Dice crossed to me this time, and we have a 6, 4, 10. That'd be Waylon's best friend weighing it in, Daddy Joe. So 10 is our point. We're going to take that $10 off of that 10. We're going to place $12 on the 6. And all of our bets are set now. We've got 74 brought back. We have 89 at the table. So we're looking for one hit to get to that profit zone. And then everything will be covered. So that was a 6 we had there. So we had a 6, 4. We're going to roll the dice back towards us. We're going to go 4 on the inside. I'm sorry, 6 on the inside and 4 on the inside. So we have a 2V dice set on the bottom here. All bets set. This is what I used this weekend, was the rhythm rolling style, throwing the dice down in Iowa. Wow, the dice landed on top of each other, guys. I don't know if you saw that. The left one landed on top, it bounced way up, almost off the table. I almost pulled a Coach Joe. I almost did a lap with Coach Joe. But anyway, we got a 4, 6, 10. We buckshot at that point. Got lucky. So we're going to go back down again to that $10 pass line bet. We have a profitable shooter now. So we're going to take that down to $10. We're going to go $2 on our craps check. And we're looking for a new point. This will be looking for our 3rd point for this shooter. It seems like that's been our average, just 3 points per shooter today. So hopefully we can pound out this this ATS bet. So we had a 4 and 6. We're going to roll towards us. We'll go 4 on the inside. We'll go 6 on the inside. Gives us a 2V dice set on top. All bets set. $94 brought back. 81 on the table. And we are looking for a new point. And we have a 6, 2, 8. That would be the Duracell 8. Go out and support free live craps. So Arnell, does that mean that Wednesday night you will not be doing live fantasy craps, LFC? Just curious. 6, 2, 8. So we're going to take that $12 off the 8. We're going to pick up that 10 for $10. And now we can start pressing our bets up and try to get those bets amped up so we can start making some money. We're going to roll the 6 and 2 towards us. We'll go 6 on the inside. We'll go 2 on the inside. Gives us a 3V dice set on the bottom. 92 brought back to rack, 77 on the table. And all bets set. Dice out. And if you guys notice, I'm not using the Erie grip today. I'm using the 3-finger front par grip. Dice did cross on us. We got a 4, 6, 10. That's Waylon's best friend on that end again. So we definitely are hitting the 4s and 10s today. So we're going to press that 4 and 10 up to $15 each. 110 brought back to the rack. We've got $87 on the table. Roll that 410 back towards us. We got a 6 on the inside. We got a 4 on the inside. Upside down 2V on top. So there is no Wednesday LFC this week. Thank you. And we got dice out. And we got 4, 3, 7 out. So that's going to be the end of our shooter for this day. We did get back to that profit point. Let's get that entered in the Crapsee, and we'll go through our statistics for the day. I'm actually relatively happy with our throws today. Had some decent rolls. We made a profit of this shooter of $23, so we actually made $81 on the day. Again, my bet levels were kind of low here going forward, but we have 3 shooters today. We had a 9, a 17, and a 13. We had an SOR of a 13.0. We had an SRR of 6.5 today. Box numbers are high. Our instant numbers are low today. 4s and 10s are off the charts. Come out 7s are a little bit high today. We had 3 of them. Horns are low, fields are high, hardways are low, and we're on a light side play. So it's kind of weird watching those levers, how they're back and forth. You would think they'd be more towards one side or the other, either way. Strong numbers today was the 4, the 10, and the 9. Looks like the 8s were very wimpy today. But hey guys, let's go over check our statistics for brown belt. And these are the statistics for brown belt through the end of through the end of last Friday. So the end of last Friday, we have 1,458 throws in on brown belt, 9.72 SOR, and we have a 7.42 SRR. Remember, we're keeping track of it this way here, guys, because I'm not putting stuff in Bone Tracker because we're using a whole bunch of different dice sets this in the brown belt. And the brown belt, it's all about variety, different grips, different throwing positions, different everything. So we're kind of getting an average of everything that's happening as we're changing things around. And I'm kind of happy with those results. We'll see how it goes, going forward and that, but hopefully we can get them a little bit higher than that. But, hey guys, thanks for joining in today. My name is Joe. This is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Everybody have a great, safe, and prosperous day. Thank you.